let's take it back to the basics with this one. I developed the system as a failsafe for my family and I while on road trips, while I'm away, so my wife has something to reference if she needs it, or if something were to go wrong, such as an extended power outage, or in an extreme case, the cell networks collapse in our area and we don't have a means to communicate, at least in short distances. You can let your brain run with that one. But for the physical aspects, I wanted something that had replaceable parts, so I could keep spares if I need to repair it, which meant the system would be fairly simple. I also wanted a system that would be protected from the elements, secured by a lock if I deem it necessary, and relatively shockproof if it were to be dropped. There were a lot of thoughts that went into what I considered important. The first being, can anyone pick it up and use it if they wanted? Like I said, I wanted simple, so it isn't just me using the reins, so I wanted to build it as straightforward as possible. Therefore, it's plug and play. I made the file repository easily read and canvassed through with each respective file in a properly named folder location. And just to clarify before you guys start to see some of these examples, you'll notice that there are more books and guides and how-tos than I am capable of speaking about in one short video. There are hundreds of hours that I spent acquiring everything that I thought was useful and pertinent. This gave me the comfort that if the internet disappeared tomorrow, I would still have some references, and the point being, you can too. Some examples are a few that you're seeing on screen, to include campsite craft guides, which provide you detailed instructions on living deep in the wilderness. They made some references to Redman in there. That's crazy. Old times. There's also guides on, scouting. So, there's guides on whiskey production. I know there's some whiskey connoisseurs here. Cooking, recipes. Click through here. We got meat cutting. Let's see. Home canning. Concrete making. I'm fairly certain this is a guide to make concrete without an extensive set of tools. That could be greatly beneficial to somebody. Engineering and building foundations. This one includes, it includes home templates, I think. Yeah, that's what we're trying to get out here. Yeah, home templates. And then let's move to extensive documentation on like food profiling. So, for example, this one's on cucumbers. You can get a rough idea of your caloric intake, your protein, fats, carbs, cholesterol. You get the idea. This one alone is 497 pages, so it's pretty beefy. And continuing with this, we have multiple guides for medicinal and edible plants. Yep, there we go. So this is extensive drawing and detailed layouts for the architecture and design of fireplaces. Down to the number of what you would need. So just to specify, there are well over 60 to 70 books and guides on this system for medical related documentation. In this case, I have wound care pulled up, but it goes from wound care to cancer research. More than I could probably pull up in just a couple tabs here. There's absolutely more. And then, this is probably arguably one of my more enjoyed portions of the system. The documentation for radio-related subjects is fairly extensive in here. This book specifically breaks down radio communications to a very basic and understood level, which anybody could benefit from. If you don't have a means to use your phone, understanding how radios function could be life-saving. Let's move to what do we got here? Basic blacksmithing. To top it off, who doesn't enjoy that? 132 pages of blacksmithing greatness. And I think there's probably a couple more in here. Smithing. Yeah, so 12 more books on just blacksmithing. So that's basically all the ones that I had pulled up, but we'll do a quick scroll through, right? This is where we were. All in all, there's around 33 gigabytes of data just here alone, which in this case equates to about 2,200 documents just in the knowledge repository. That's not including the other 460 gigabytes of data on the hotspot, which would also come with the system. And we won't talk about that in detail today. That'll be for another video at a different time. But to put that into perspective, 493 gigabytes would fit nearly 16,269 MP3 files. For those of you that do remember what those are, or, in simpler terms, around 49,300 Webster dictionaries. So more than the brain can really comprehend. There's a little bit of everything here for someone to, to enjoy or to need in a worst case scenario.